Now, did you have some plans on where you wanted to shoot this opening? You want to shoot in groups? Okay. No, we'll talk you could. Let's go to the room.
I've been told nothing, but I gotta do behind.
How you doing?
Chico, you remember
How you doing, Dan?
Hi, I got a bad finger.
Nice to meet you.
it's for
Romeo.
the piece that you looked at,
What piece?
the video that you.
I looked at the video.
Okay, you're gonna do the opening.
What is the opening?
You're gonna say something, hi, I'm Penny Marshall, what you're about to see, what we're doing, something to the extent of literacy.
Yeah, I need a little.
You need something?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go up to the room.
Okay.
That's beautiful. How you guys? How you doing?
Okay. I'm gonna get Terry. Let me let Terry. Come back, won't you? We got mine.
Nice to meet you. You and I've got torn ligaments here. I don't know.
This
up,
part
Chico?
was bad, but now this is bad.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Chris, this is our holiday mess. I don't usually look like this. So, did you guys decide what you want to do?
I'm gonna
where
go
you
up into
want
the
to
room. I'm gonna go up
do?
in the room too.
To
We'll
room
let her
2?
walk through the dorm, and then we're gonna give her something real simple to say.
Welcome to our house.
Limited time.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said in and
What are they
out.
allowed to have here?
It's like item by item deal here. You know, Christmas time, what happens is we get a lot of stuff that we don't allow in the population. But what I do is we give it all out at Christmas, and they usually play with things, and they usually mess up stuff, and then they usually abuse it somehow. Then we pick it all up and we send it home to their parents for the most part. But what they'll get from us for Christmas is lotion, shampoos, ball games, checker games, soaps, things like that. But the holiday times, you know, we basically put out most of the stuff. Like I tell you,
Are they allowed to wear hats?
they wear
Baseball
beanies.
hats.
We get beanies. We get baseball hats. You'll see the ones that I have here for leadership type of a deal. But yeah, if I
No,
get
I had just given him a bunch of hats that I cleaned out. That are all baseball.
Oh,
Well,
I
basketball.
Put them in the other car.
Oh, well.
one thing that we do, we give everything out at the holidays, like I say. And I'll tell you the unique thing that happens. If I give a kid will get one of these new basketballs on Christmas, you know what he'll do with it? He won't play with it. On Sunday, because I've seen it in 28 years, on Sunday, when his parents come, he'll send it home to usually a little brother or a little sister and say, would you, like that he's got something to give them. So they'll take these, that's why we give it all out. They'll take it, and then I know what happens with most of it. They usually will want to send it home. And then the stuff they do utilize, for instance, checkers. They can have their checker games till they start throwing.
Those kids in room 2, I think I'm just gonna put them around her.
Oh, you need to
Yeah. Can we pull them? Okay. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Work with Kendall Wolf.
Let me get those together. I don't think so.
They did the high-five thing down there. Okay, we're going to 28.
I missed one. Oh, I missed the Clippers. Yeah, okay.
Oh, Terry Landrum. Nice to meet you. Come on through.
Okay.
This is Cookie.
Make your feet. I have Larry Bird Magic, Labs, and I got a diabetic.
What is that?
I have German short here. Okay, just follow me. I'll kind of walk us through here. So.
You'll get them together.
Bart.
We're gonna be in room 2, Mr. Butler.
We'll be in room 2 out.
Want to get ahead of us?
You know what? I worked here. I grew up in my business. This was home for me. That's why my heart's here. But I've worked all over the county in 28 years. It used to be orange groves all the way down the hill, 80s, the early 80s
They
and
got a
stuff.
lot of housing development.
Yeah. But can you imagine what a lot of these guys, when they turn that corner and start driving up the hill and they look where they're going and they go like, oh,
Okay.
So they see all these homes and stuff, and then they end up here kind of with us, so.
Yeah, but this isn't bad,
Yeah. Well,
considering places where some of them have to go.
you know, I grew up myself in the East LA area, you know, and I know it for a fact that it isn't about punishing these guys, and it isn't about the way they've been brought up tough. They've been brought up having ass whoopings. They've been brought up doing all things.
Yeah.
The idea that they don't have any freedom is probably the worst thing. And I believe in garbage in, garbage out, so we do a lot of programming here. I have, you know, all the YA problems that have gone on. Youth authority problems that you've read about. Well, Wednesday I have Senator Bob Margette coming here, and Walter Allen, who's the head of the California Youth Authority, to kind of look around. And I'm hoping that it's to give some ideas. Because these guys
The system here is really the worst.
It's the worst. We're going to go right up here, and then we're going to go down to room 2. It's, you know, we're the largest department in this is one, you know, well, we have 4,000 juveniles in LA County as we speak.
Wow. And how many are here?
We have 2,000. There's 120 here. There's 120 across the street. There are 2,000 in the camps, and there's 2,000 in juvenile halls. So most people don't realize the number of people, juveniles, that are incarcerated 7 days a week, 24/7. It runs about 4,000 and some change, which is way too much. You know,
Yeah.
way
And
too
if
much.
there's no program to help them
Right.
when they go out, what's the point?
Right. So, and I know that's why you're here, because we're about programs to help them when they go out.
Is coffee in?
You know, he may be, I'm not sure. Because I was at the other way there. One of the programs that we hired 2 years ago was Senator Margette, and he gave us money to pay for some instruction. We got a teacher, construction teacher, 15 of my kids. This was a foundry class. They built all the cubicles, they put all the flooring in, they enclosed everything. This was 15 of our kids and one teacher.
Well,
That someone stepped up and said, you know what, I'll front the money for the
Yeah,
teacher.
there you go.
You know, yeah, and he did. And actually on Wednesday, I think what he's going to do is I've got matching funds. We're going to do a barbering course with hours counted towards licensing. We work with handicapped children, which is one of the courses that we run here. I've got 7 kids that go to the El Camino School. I'm severely handicapped, living in machines. If they feed them, they put them in the bus. On Fridays, they go down to a retirement home down the hill that's a fairly upscale retirement home.
And you have only boys here?
I have only boys here. There's 1 girls camp, 1.5 girls camps. They're Camp Scott that's over in San Fernando Valley area, and then a half a camp. But the girls are increasing dramatically. And there are 18 other facilities similar to mine. You know, they vary. So we're constantly chasing program. You know, Wayne's
Yeah, that's why I just like so far if you have any more.
yeah.
That's what it seems they need.
Yeah, and that's really what we've been all about, basically, from square one. I've been at this facility for 6 years, and it's about finding people that give back.
Why don't you make a little more noise while the man's sorry.
Wayne's loud. That's all right. Wayne's always here. You know, he does the thing that people don't realize. We do this part of the thing to try to bring people on board with what we're doing and get exposure, because the kids, they recognize you, they recognize celebrities, they listen to people that they've seen in print. But Wayne also comes up here on Wednesday, and he's got 10 of them, 15 of my kids over here, and they sit here and they work on literacy, they work on reading, you know, that's what it's all about. Now that's, to me, the best part of everything, but it's not the exposure and stuff. It's that come every Wednesday, grab those 15 kids, bring them in here, sit down, teach them to read, teach them to write.
Consistency.
Right. And that's where all this comes down to, is what do we do consistently for these guys, and show an interest in them, you know, give them some tools to work with when they get out, you know, and we've done a decent job, you know, but we're never gonna do, in my, I will never be 100% satisfied, and I don't think you would be 100% satisfied, because the day that comes would mean I wouldn't have a job,
No,
and
but
I would be
you'll
happy to walk away.
walk away from
I would
this
be
job.
happy to walk away, but unfortunately, no one's got the perfect magic pill. But reading, writing, vocational skills, someone that they look up to spend some time with them, to say, hey, you know, I care about you. I'm not here to give you a handout. I'm here to give you a hand up. You know, I'm going to show you. And the reality is, most of the folks that have come in and spent time with our kids, you know, they didn't just arrive to where they were. You know, they had their knocks and they had their routes.
What ages do you have?
I have 13 to 18. Once in a while, a 19-year-old.
And when they come in at 13, around what reading age, what reading level are they at?
You know, they're
Very
all over the scale, because I will have an 18-year-old reading at a lower level than a 13-year-old. What we do here, we have a program called Operation Read, and we take the bottom 30% of our readers in the entire population, and we privately tutor them through Operation Read. Now, that's a program in all 19 facilities. It's a very good program. The current acting chief, Paul Higa, is like, he's real big on education. He's real big on expanding these types of opportunities for the kids. So we take that target population and we give them private tutoring on a daily basis.
And how much do they come up, what grade levels?
We've been, the actuarials we've done on it have shown the kids will come 1 or 2 reading levels up, and that's in a short window. That's with like 40 hours of tutoring. They'll rise up 1 or 2 grade levels. What I've talked with Wayne about doing is, we have a concentration with people that don't read. That middle group, the one that have some tools, but not enough tools where they're comfortable, where they're able to sit down and communicate, fill out a job application, and conduct an interview. You know, that's a group Wayne's pulling some of them and talking to them and trying to take them to just another level. So wherever we get the young man, no matter what, we want to design something that makes him walk out of here with more tools.
Yes, to be a useful part of society and to have a life.
To have a life. That's right. That's right. And we do a great job here, I think. Where we hurt is we're putting a lot of these guys back into the same community. We're putting them back into sometimes the same home, sometimes a very good home, sometimes not a very good home. And tying those ends together with a transition of a young man from this place where he's gotten some concentrated effort to out there in the community, which I know Wayne is involved in. That's a key to us, because if there's somebody out there that says, hey, call me, hey, I'm there, you know, here's some resources for you, here's some places you can go, you know, then we're more successful. You know, when they're here, you'll meet some of my guys here, you know, they're pretty nice guys, you know, and they usually take care of business in this setting, but they get an intense concentration of people around them, and they get people that care about them, and they perform.
Yeah.
But sometimes they go back out there, and the people that they think care about them are gang members.
Have you read about that guy? What's his name? Canada, somebody, in Harlem.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? Greg Canada.
James Canada, guy.
He was involved in 8 million different things of trying to raise, you know, help the kids out and help the neighborhoods out. Been part of everything, he said, and no matter wherever from Pittsburgh, with all the Heinz money that they gave, you know, to have this many 460 kids graduate, it's nothing.
Right.
You know, I mean, there's too many kids.
Right.
You know, and so what he started doing was first he took a 30-block area in Harlem, because he thought it starts from the whole community. Not just the kids, but if the parents are whack, you know, then they're in that same environment.
Right.
So he had a raffle. He got, you know, like a kindergarten and a 6th grade thing. And he knocked on every door and offered groceries, rent, anything. Get your kids in, because it has to come from the entire neighborhood. Now he's going to a 60-block. What will happen, we don't know, but he feels it all has to change.
Right.
Because the kids who come out, you know, they're back in the same situation.
You're
but he's trying
exactly
in his way to take over and building a school, you know, what they call a pilot school, or,
Pilot
and,
project, and you know that's what.
and he's got a bill, I mean, and he's trying very hard. A friend of mine in New York who got a lot of money, he said, I sold the house, and I said, give the furniture to this place.
Right.
You'll get a deduction. They'll need every table, every chair. If they're furnishing offices, if they're furnishing schoolroom, you know, they need it. What are you going to do with it?
Right, you take the stuff
You know,
and,
you don't want it.
you know, you've hit something on the head here, because what we are doing here now, we're building that pilot, meeting with Chico and stuff. Big organizations like the military, you know, you ask somebody to do something, it takes 10 million miles of red tape.
Yeah.
What we have done here time and time again is we build it and then show people what we have. We built this room and then invited the senator back. You know, we will do these things here and then invite people to see what we've done. And they tend to get a life of their own. That's how our projects work. But when we have ever tried to fill out the forms, cross the Ts, dot the Is, so we'd like to do this, we'd like to do
Yeah,
that.
it's a lot of
In a
work.
big organization, it's hard. So we try to be astute enough to do those things, but we establish something and then tell someone, come and see what we do. Come and see the facility, like yourself taking the time up here. Come and see what's here, see the faces, see that they're not just names, they're faces, they're kids, they're come from our community. And talk with them. And generally, it gets a life of it. If it's good, it grows a life of its own. And we've been fortunate here. We've had a
I mean,
lot
because
of it.
sometimes, here you got kids who have gotten in trouble, you know, serving time, but where to go in them, you know, everybody's called.
Right.
And I just tell my friends, I said, when you clean out, when you're doing your spring cleaning, just bring the stuff over here. There are people who don't have shirts.
Yeah.
Who have, I said, you're not going, you know, like you grew up, it's not in style.
Right.
You know, I said, just bring
We
it
have
over.
all style here because we all
Yeah.
wear the same
Well,
thing,
you have
but-
uniforms, but I grew up in, you know,
That's
places
right.
that wore uniforms, and, you know, and that keeps everyone on an even keel, because they're very rich and they're very poor, so it's an equalizer.
That's right.
But I'm taking the kids who aren't incarcerated, and families, I said, yeah, my sister was, well, do they need pots and pans? I said, yeah, they need anything,
Yeah.
so just say, drop it off at my house. Chica comes to the thing, takes it down,
Takes care of it.
and whatever the people could use. That's why I was saying I have to have, they went through their thousands of baseball caps, or whether they're basketball or whatever.
You know what? You know how you do with the guys here? When I have one for everybody, they're always passable. If I got 50 of them, I usually have problems.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
we got
that's why I
120, I say,
didn't-
okay, I can take care of all 120
You tell me
of
how many there are, and I'll get
There's
them.
120 of them here, but
120, okay.
that's
All
what
the
we're gonna
Warriors.
build here.
Warriors are good guys about that.
Yeah.
And Chris Long, because he's from, anyone who came from a big city
yeah.
and grew up in a city, like, you know, he's from Brooklyn, I'm from the Bronx. Basically, we went through shit.
That's right.
Excuse me. We went through stuff, you know, but not as big as it is in South Central around here.
No, these guys come
And it was
from
free,
pretty
a
tough
lot of-
backgrounds.
You know, we had the border balls, that was.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was
No, they
mythical.
come from a real
Yeah, that's a different.
tough atmosphere, and
Yeah.
you know, they come in here, and these guys, they clean up well. They look, they're good guys, you know. And I always say, I got a problem. See, I just like ugly kids. Man. You know, for a fine line go,
I used to make balls.
yeah, you know, and because I see them become,
Yes.
you know,
Or
I
what
see
they have
it.
the potential
Oh
of
yeah,
becoming.
we just did a thing at the Pitzer College called Borrowed Voices, where they performed my guy's poetry. They worked with him for a whole semester. Went over there, performed it at the auditorium. Second time we done it. You know, the auditorium was standing room only of students, and we took our guys. We took their parents.
What is it? White guy gave it to you, Chico.
Who's that?
What's that thing I had downloaded from you? It's on the computer, the internet actually. It's a play they do down in high school. That in every school. That writer wrote it. I gave it to you. Bang Bang You're Dead.
Yeah,
It was after all those school shootings.
yeah.
A guy wrote this playwright, and it's free. It's downloaded. You could put your kids to perform it, and it's what
Okay.
happens when you pick on a kid.
Yeah.
And why that kid acts the way he does.
Yeah, I'd like the
And
information on
it's,
it.
I gave you a cassette of, yes, I did totally lie, it goes into your black hole and it never comes out. But you can download, it's called Bang Bang You're Dead, and if you could download the entire play, and they do it in every high school, because it needs to be done.
And we can do
that's
it. Yeah,
And
well,
this
we
is
have,
gang
we
order.
have,
This is, you know,
we
this
have
is all
students.
power and toughness. And this is what
Be
the
on-
result of that is and how the, you know, it happened after all the college.
And we have the professionals from the college
Yeah,
and
but
from
it's,
the
you
arts that
can
will
get a
work,
script of this off the internet.
and they'll let you
and
reproduce it.
They'll let you
Oh, that's the big
print
thing.
it, and I have it on, I gave it to you.
Good to see you. You know what, I don't want to take, I know you
We
want
could
to
do
talk
it down
about
in
some
your
kids
place,
a little
too.
bit, and,
I don't have the script, I have the thing that these kids put on.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can do that.
We're ready for you.
What am I doing?
You're gonna-
You
we're
got
gonna
me
give
to a piece of
You want me to
paper.
write it out for you?
Let me just see, give me a clue, I just got off a plane yesterday.
Oh,
Mexico, actually.
well, you know what, can I know these guys know who you
Sure.
are, but you mind if I introduce you guys? Those of you that are here, this is Miss Penny Marshall. I'm sure many of you probably recognize her.
Oh, they're
She's-
real young.
Yeah, she is up here basically working with Wayne Wilson and Life on Purpose on the literacy project with Mr. Wilson. And gonna ad lib, actually gonna take a couple moments and talk to you guys a little bit. They wanted to do some filming. I think Chico might want to say something about what the project's all about. And basically to put a face to some of the things that go on.
Oh, spinner.
There.
Okay, very cheap, $10, okay? But it's impressive, see? You know, the Charles Sprewell, you know, on his shoes, he has rims, because that's what he makes. And so they daughter made me a pair of shoes with my name on with rims. And so I was downtown LA and found these. So I had to get one and show it to Spree when it came through town. So it's just a watch that opens. You gotta pop it open. You know, but it's not real. It's not gold. It's not diamonds. But it looks cool. So I'm Penny Marshall. I'm from, where's my hat? The Bronx, New York. That's where I grew up. And it wasn't a bad place when I was growing up, but it got bad, worse and worse as life went on. And but I came from the streets. I'm not someone who came from up there. I've done very well for myself. I was a television actress on Laverne and Shirley for many years. And then I went into directing movies. I didn't ask to. I was just sort of responsible enough. This is the way I talk. I don't have a big range. I'm not going to be playing Shakespeare or anywhere. This is how I talk. But I directed some films. I don't know how they're big, big of their own. Renaissance Man, which would be good for them to watch because that's gets a little trouble. Preacher's Wife. I don't even know. Riding Cars with Boys. You know, Awakenings, which is drama. And so, but I don't know how many movies you went to or what you were busy doing during your time. But they were on television a lot. So, let's find a channel. So what's your name?
Dejan,
Dejan, where you from?
from LA.
LA, and what happened? What did you do?
I just got in a little trouble.
A little trouble?
Yeah.
You? What's your name?
My name's Chris.
Chris, you're from LA too. You're everyone, oh, you from LA, so where, who's not? Pomona, Compton.
Who from Compton?
He's from Compton. Where you
I'm
from?
from Long Beach.
Long Beach.
LA.
LA?
Compton.
Compton?
Compton.
Compton. How many Comptons? Let's just go like that. Did you all know each other in Compton? No, new to each other. How many LA? Did you all know each other?
I see him before.
You seen them?
Yeah.
But you weren't involved with each other.
No.
And you weren't involved from Long Beach?
Just me.
Just you.
I'm right here.
Did you ever from Long Beach too? Did you know that? See, do you talk to each other?
I never conversated with him before.
Huh?
I never conversated with him before. So.
Okay, are you allowed to, okay, are you allowed to talk to each other at any
Yeah.
given time?
Correct? Like in a couple minutes.
Hmm?
We should be able to talk to each other in a couple minutes.
Okay. And Pomona, that was the other one? Anyone else? Who's the youngest? 13? 14?
We're all 18.
You're all 18.
They had to be 18 to be in the film.
I see, okay, good. Okay. And how long have you been here? Or how long is it?
They all have different times. They can tell you they're different.
1 year?
I've already been here 9 months. I got
9 months? What's the longest term here?
18 months.
18 months. Anyone here coming on 18 months?
I've been here 9 months.
9 months? How many nines? Nine.
I'm doing 9. I've been here for 5.
5,
I've been for 5, I'm doing 9. I've been for 6, I'm doing 9.
6.
I've been here 9 doing a year.
Who's been here a month? Okay, you're new. You're new. Comparatively new. Anyone here less than a month?
2 weeks and a half.
2.5 weeks. So how do you like it so far? Is it helping you at all?
Yeah, help me changing my life.
And what about you, month people? Not so sure.
It's helping me a lot. I got certified as first responder, CPR card. I'm in this welding program. I went scuba diving while I was here with Wayne Wilson.
Me too.
Okay, do you feel, having been here for a while,
There's a
have
lot of
any of you been here before and come back?
Yeah.
Hey, regular.
No, but this camp, out of all the other camps,
Huh?
this camp, out of most of the other camps, is real beneficial. We could have different kind of programs. We have the scuba program, welding, move crew, and we go all over the place, really. And this is a good program right
So it opens your
here.
eyes to other things other than what you came from.
They take
That
kids
there are
to the
other
Laker
choices in life other than what you've been doing.
game. Yeah, they give us a lot of programs. So,
And a lot of programs. Now, I think-
out there and just negative stuff to do. What we grow up to.
And now, were any of you involved in building this room?
Well, I cleaned it this morning.
For you, cleaned it up.
Janice.
And, because, look, I graduated high school, I went to college, I dropped out, I got married, I had a kid very early. Put my husband through college, that was over, and you go on. But you don't neglect your responsibilities either. So I'm not like, went to Harvard or Princeton or any of those. I went to University of New Mexico. How I got from New Mexico from New York? Because my mother had never been out of New York and thought New Mexico was next to New Jersey, New Hampshire, and New York. All the news were together. She never saw a map of the United States. So they thought I was going to some foreign country altogether. But I went to University of New Mexico. Different place than where I grew up. And so I'm not saying, but I did feel that going to school, back when I went to school, the discipline, because you were afraid of the teachers then. Teachers, not that they wasn't going to hit you, but your peers, you didn't want to be stupid in front of your friends. You didn't want to be left back. And it was just, I'm never going to use all that geometry and trigonometry stuff, but it was the discipline of learning it and getting it working on time that made me able to go on in life with the discipline of showing up for a job, learning my lines, learning that. That's all that it is the habit of doing what you're supposed to do. I'm not going to use the algebra, but I learned it. And in New York, you have to pass state regents exams, or you can't get into college, or you could get your GED if you have less. And those are the hardest tests I took ever in my life, harder than any college. Once you're in college, midterm, 4 years of English, one test, 4 years of history, one test, compared to the whole state. And that's what you had to do to graduate. But the importance of when you're coming in to a place like this and the program that Wayne has, which is, on the computer to upgrade your educational level so you have a choice and get some kind of education. Yes, you could learn a trade. You can learn, you got to be able to read a sign. You got to be able to read a book. You could learn a lot by that. And once you get your grade, your level of reading up and your level of education, and when you go out, there's a place for you to continue that on because you're not allowed back in public school. Is that correct? Huh?
Depends.
Depends what the offense is.
Yeah.
Okay, because those who aren't allowed, there is a place where you can still get your GED.
Yeah. We do a GED up in here too.
You do it here too.
Yeah.
Well, this would help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get your high school
Yeah.
diploma.
High school diploma here.
Continue.
And do any of you feel that's important to your life?
It's very important.
bad part if you want.
back there who's got nothing from that. What's your problem, Ed?
Just observing,
Huh?
just observing everything.
He's a high school graduate already.
You graduated high school, and you're from here or from before?
I graduated from here.
You graduated from here?
I graduated from Challenge.
From
Different kind.
Another clip.
another camp?
Bad guy.
How many camps you been in?
Talk to him for that.
4? From what age?
I got arrested when I was 16.
So from 16 to 18, so.
Ever since then, I've been locked up since I was 16.
And what, before that, you were a good kid? Or did you get caught? Which one? Cheating is an art form. I'm just kidding. At least you took the effort to go in for crip sheets, yeah? I don't mean that crip. I mean, I'm talking about when you're writing an answer. At least that takes an effort. Better than going, don't need it. It's an effort put forth, because something matters. You want to do well. And so, what, let me look at the...
Let me let Chico, guys, you guys know Chico. I'm stepping in.
What's up, y'all? Y'all know me? Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. Yeah, she gotta do some reading over there. This is some stuff we doing. But I sat in y'all seat before. I've been in prison and all that stuff. I've been in juvenile camps, and I graduated and went to the federal institution for 10 years. So I know where y'all coming from. But I'm gonna say today, I want to enlighten you on what to do when you come home. For the ones who got 2 weeks left, 3 weeks, because it's hard when you come home, because you're gonna find yourself involved in a lot of activities that don't go on in here. And you know what I mean, the drive-bys and all that stuff. And it's so easy for you to get caught right back up and come right back here. Especially, you know, right now in Compton, Watts, Long Beach, it's a little racial thing going on. And for real, y'all gotta squash it here before you get back on the streets. Because I do go, like, to all the high schools in Compton and talk about the racial problem that's going on. And it's not, and to me, it's not racial, it's just some ignorance, because, you know, people come from jail thinking they know, okay, they just jump right into it and talk about, oh man, I don't like this person because he's black, I don't like him because he's Mexican, I don't like him for he's white. But it's a way bigger picture than that, and you have to understand before you even come to the street, because people losing their life over that stuff right now. And so you have to get it together right here. Don't go, you know, when you get home and you want to just jump in, oh man, it's my hood, I'm going to die for it. Come on, you know, it's not even about that no more, man. We got to educate ourselves and really feel good about when we come home. Because when I came home, everybody was telling me I'm, you know, gangbanger, going to go back to prison and all that stuff. But that didn't happen. I changed my lifestyle, changed everything I do about my life. And you see who I hang with now, and you see a lot of stuff that I do is because it changed the way I talk, the way I look, everything about me. I changed because I didn't want to go back and do 10, 20 more years in prison, because I know, you know, like y'all said, y'all 18. I think I've been gangbanging since I was 12, and, you know, got shot when I was 12, all that stuff. Man, y'all don't want y'all to go through that stuff and then graduate and then go into one of the penitentiaries, and you got to all fight, you got to go through all kind of stuff, man. It ain't even worth it, because you come out and then the bottom line, you're going to get your education here, or you're going to get education outside, or you're going to be in somebody's penitentiary trying to get an education. And from your street education to an education that's going to help you further your life and further your career. You're going to have to do it somewhere, because if you don't have an education once you get back out of the street, if you don't know nothing, don't have no kind of trade, don't have no kind of education, then you're going to have to go rob somebody. And once you rob somebody, then that's when they're going to grab you. Or, you know, not even rob, kill somebody. Then you're going to get grabbed up and get a life sentence. And the only one really hurting is not even going to be you, because you somewhere in somebody's prison or you somewhere dead. It's your parents that's going to hurt more than anything. Your mother and your father is the one going to have to wake up every day thinking about, man, how did I let my kid die in the middle of the street at 15 years old? My kid is dead. Or 18 years old, my kid is dead, or my kid got a life sentence. And it's your mother and your father who's going to worry for the rest of their life. And that's the one who really hurt inside. Because you already know what you're going to do. You're going to handle your time and stuff. But your parents don't know what's going on in here. They don't know what's going on inside their prison. Only you that's going on in your life. And that's the person who hurts the most. It's your parents. It's not even about you no more. So to make your parents happy, you got to live your life straight and live a straight life, because they're the one who's dying, worrying. Because I just see a lot of my friends who got killed, how their mothers just deteriorated because of all the stuff they had to go through, because their son died in the middle of the street. Within the 10 or 15 years, the parents died because they worried about their kids so much. But their little 16-year-old boy died in the middle of the street, the same street that dogs walk on, same streets that cars walk on, and everything that goes on the street. that young boy got shot in the middle of the street because of their ignorance of gang banging and doing all the other stuff that y'all think is cool right now. This is Y'all have any questions? We're gonna bring Penny back up, and I'm gonna come like
See,
last time I
have to
said.
read something because I can read.
Yeah, that's right. Some people we can't say read this because they can't read. They don't like it's like a foreign object to them if you give them a script to read.
And the way people write, that's how they first read readable. So, where are you gonna be? You're gonna be behind me shooting
I'm
now?
thinking you should be
I
here.
think it won't matter. It's better if they're in the background.
Yeah, so why don't you come behind me? So I could put this here and cheat.
Oh, you're right there. She's the director.
Come behind there.
Do we move this chair out of the way?
I'd probably
You like it?
take it out of the way. It looks like someone's missing. Yeah.
Oh, you gotta speak, wait a minute, she's gotta speak into the camera.
Right. So you're gonna
That's
speak
what
into
I'm
the
trying
camera.
to figure.
Okay, let's shoot it both ways. Let's try it this way. Let's try
So
having
cut
you
me
sit
here.
down
Where
first.
are you gonna cut?
I
Yeah,
like that. That's
exactly.
a good
Cut
idea.
her so she can leave that on the page.
So if you cut above the paper,
Yeah.
Draw the frame with the rest of the guys.
I'll cheat it
We'll try
out.
to get as many people in the frame.
I'll cut it as wide as I could. I've got it
just
open.
tell me if the paper's out.
I've got it all the way wide, which is a
Yeah,
nice
but
shot.
is this in?
It's not in the shot.
Okay,
It's
that's
shot.
what we're asking. She got it ask a few times.
All right.
And you're above this too,
Yes.
right?
All we're hitting is your head. You don't wanna get too loud.
Don't come too close.
No,
We're
that's why
older.
I've got it. I've got it white. No, you're gleaming. In the sunlight's perfect.
All right.
Anytime we're ready.
Hi,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
hi, I'm Penny Marshall. I'm an ambassador for Life on Purpose. We all know the importance of literacy. Well, our program here helps these kids here live up to their potential of literacy. So when they can get out, that they become useful parts of our society. Play, let's do that again.
That was good, though.
That was very nice.
Yes.
Ixnay under orday.
Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm Penny Marshall, ambassador for Life on Purpose. Shit. Sorry.
Any celebrity we ever shot usually takes 7 times to get it
That's
right.
okay.
So you're in good shape.
I'm not awake yet, folks.
Yeah.
I got off a plane yesterday. Okay,
Anytime you're ready.
ready. Hi, I'm Penny Marshall, an ambassador for Life on Purpose. We all know the importance of literacy in our lives. Well, I'm here on behalf of Life on Purpose to help these kids get a chance to learn so they could live up to their potential. That's what Life on Purpose is about.
Great.
That's
Very
enough.
good.
See, if I put it in my...
Whoa, yeah, that's cool.
Uh-oh,
You like that?
When you get out,
That's good.
Hello? Hello?
But I'm wondering, how come when I take this out, we're not picking up off the break?
Oh, hey, Rachel, I'm in the middle of something. Can I call you back?
Off the break of the mic.
Hi, bye.
Makes sense.
Yeah? Hello?
You be with me all the time.
All right, did you go to?
You want the regular mic to work, you'd have to pull out the
I will
wireless
call,
mic.
I got the,
You unplug it, finish your work.
no, I'll call you back.
Now you got some.
Okay, that's a friend of mine from New York. That was a friend of mine, excuse me, from New York City, who writes for the New York Times. She's around this big, oriental, and she's the most powerful woman in New York in the book scene. She's a book reviewer. She's a Pulitzer Prize-winning book reviewer. I call them book reports because I'm like, doing your book reports? Yeah, I gotta read a book. And she works very hard, and she won a Pulitzer Prize. Now, she doesn't leave her house. She has her own problems. Everyone has problems. She's agoraphobic. She stays in the house. She's afraid that picture will be seen. People will get mad at her because she's hated because she could make or break her book. And she's not doing it out of any personal issue. She's reading the book and doing what her opinion is and what her job is. But that's just a friend of mine who I don't read her book reviews. I've never read her book review. I don't read book reviews. I read books, but I like her as a friend. That's what I'm saying. That I don't care what people do, or where they came from, or what their past was. How they treat me and how we relate as people is what counts to me. So that's someone I've never read a thing she wrote. So, and Chico, who has had a whole different life, I don't care. It's what he's doing now. And I knew some people that he knew back east. And they say, oh, he's the real deal. I said, hey, you know, the real deal of what? You know, he did time, and he's not doing that deal anymore. So, I'm just saying this program that they have, would you be interested in it? Up in getting your education while you're here. What do you do while you're here?
Read, write, learn, read.
But that's all you do is read?
No, I did.
Is there a time you get up?
Yeah.
Did they wake you up?
Yeah.
Wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
And what do you do?
Wash
Then what do you do?
Go read.
And
Then go to school.
go to school for how many hours?
4 or 5 hours.
4 or 5 hours?
Then we go to lunch.
Then you go to lunch?
Yeah. Then we go back to
School
school.
for another 2 hours.
And then what do you do? Do you any work?
It depends.
Depends
'cause
if people are on work.
sometimes you have different.
What kind of work crews are there?
Well, there's a move group program where we go out and help out disabled kids.
Mhm.
On Fridays, we go help out the elderly in the old folks home.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a work group program where we clean up camp, dig up dirt.
And made some people made this room. So do you find any sense of, I mean, I'm sure some of you would rather be doing whatever you were doing before,
But we gotta make the best of it
but while you're here, is there anything that touches you when you go see these kids who are, disabled?
For me, I feel good because I know that, at least I'm not in their position, not in a bad way, but
And they're fighting
Yeah,
for
they're
every
fighting for-
moment and
yeah.
every breath or every
Exactly.
footstep they take. And they're not giving up.
Yep.
Do you go work with them?
I'm just on work crew.
Work crew?
Yeah, just clean around the facility. That's all I do.
And you don't like that much. You're outside. Are you allowed to play sports at all?
Yeah, we play.
Hmm?
We started a program.
Sometimes, yeah.
We just started a program today.
Yeah, but what?
During rec, like, that's when.
Go doing rec?
Yeah, rec.
Recreation, like, it's like PE.
Just PE, okay, gym.
Yeah, like gym.
Okay. But do you play team sports?
Yeah, we play basketball.
Basketball.
Baseball, tennis ball, football.
What was that third one?
We play tennis ball.
Tennis.
Tennis.
I heard something else. So you just work, what do? You on work detail or you go to school? You don't do nothing. Just all day long, you just sit.
I go to school.
You go to school, do you learn anything?
Yeah, but I'm gonna transfer from another camp.
You just transferred from another camp? Or you're gonna be transferred?
No, I just did. I just came from another camp, from Rocky.
And how was Rocky?
All right, it's just like all the camps.
So they're all the same?
To me,
All of it.
Has anyone
this
been
camp
in?
got more programs though.
Huh?
This camp you get more programs.
So it's important while you're in these camps to have something to do, right? That's the bottom line, or would you rather just lay in
Something to keep
bed?
us busy,
Keep busy, make our time go by quicker.
What's hell no? What?
Just came from it.
From where?
From Challenger.
I didn't like that one.
You're stuck behind.
That's like a
Well, you're behind the walls for a reason, isn't it?
It's like a jail.
I mean,
Yeah.
aren't you
no
here
doubt
for a
it's
reason?
like jail.
Did you screw up somehow? Or do something that is not allowed? Huh? You're talking about Challenger.
Females another camp, right next door.
And so do you write letters or wait?
Right there,
Yeah.
Stone. McNair, you right in class, when you walk out the class, female, right there. They talk to you. I
So,
like challenges. That's the only thing I like about it.
about here.
About challenges.
About challenges, you saw the women. the girls.
Wow. But this the funny thing about it. On the streets, you can just talk to them all day.
Yeah.
But you don't have to come.
here, you know.
Understand? So the next time.
But you're acting like you're here, this is boring, this is nothing, but you're here because of some reason, which you seem to forget. And the process of it all, whether you agree or you just say, oh, well, I just got caught, you know, that's unfortunate, the other guy got away, but I got caught. You're here for a reason, man. And why not make the best of the situation?
That's why you're supposed to get in programs to make your time go faster.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Try to educate your mind, try to...
Yeah, do something, learn something while you're here, other than keeping the same attitude that you had that got you in here. It's going to just get you back, or in a worse place. You're 18 now. Where are you going next?
Turn 18 in County.
County. That's fun, isn't it?
No, that's not
Going
fun.
to the state, not just the county.
State?
You're going to the state penitentiary.
And the younger kids, the juvies, I heard the juvie system, because I was going to do a program called
CYA.
Numbers, that it's one of the worst systems in the nation. It's California Juvenile System. Youth Authority. No, where there's no bail,
CYA.
no bail, no time served, no anything. You get shoved in there and wait. And that's pretty bad. And that just hardens you. But you all did something. I'm not even going to ask. Doesn't matter. You know? But don't do it again, or you're stupid. So perhaps, or don't go in the same place. But, you know, you got to get caught. And then you're here. So you should learn from the experience.
And one of the messages we try to get you guys to see is this is the last stop. From here you go CYA, what she's talking about. There is no place where you have swimming pools and clubs and programs and people coming up here trying to put stuff into your life. This is it. Like you said, you miss CYA by that much is over, son. This is it now. So while we're here, we don't want you just to do time, because one of the biggest problems here is the recidivism rate. Is you guys are going out and coming back in. But the reason you're going out and coming back in is because when you're in here, you're not doing nothing productive with your time. So if all you do is serve time, but you don't change nothing on the inside, you can only go back and do what you did before. So here, that's why we bring you scuba diving programs, one-word workshop. That's why we're doing celebrities for literacy and take you to games and stuff, because we're trying to put some different stuff in you. So when you get back out, now you have some options. So not coming back.
Or do you think, oh, well, this is just a favor they're doing us, taking to this game, we're just doing that shit? Huh? Come on, speak up back there, attitude. You know,
I've only been here a month, so I don't know. I haven't been
and how much after a month do you have to be here?
6 more months.
6 more months, so?
So far, I'm being locked up for 24. Today, my 24th month, I'm locked up on it.
2 years.
2 years. And what do you, when you get out, what are you gonna think? If you get out and say nothing happens during this incarceration, and you get out and don't have to go to big boys jail, what do you plan on doing?
I'm going to go study marine biology.
Okay, so you have a thought that you'd like to do something other than what?
Gangbang,
Huh? Gangbang.
yeah. Yeah, something more than gangbang.
No, so, I mean, so that's a step forward. Do you understand that? Now, some of you may think that's the coolest life. These are my friends, this is my family, that's all I want. How many of your friends, I don't know how many, I'm not asking this thing, but how many of you have friends who died or have gotten killed? You're lucky, huh?
By our family members, you know.
Family
Nutty,
members.
I mean, you
You
get
got
nutty
friends
like
that
that.
died. Friends that died, right?
Friends who
Well, that was the question. Not you
Yeah.
did, but friends.
You're not dead, you're here so far. So, you all know that. Now, are they better off
Yeah.
being dead?
I mean, in a better place, you know.
Are they? I don't think so. What are they going to do? They're down there, they're dead. What better place than this, than life? And to have the equipment to learn, do something, partake in life. Do you have a kid?
No, I don't.
Would you ever want to have a child?
Yeah, later on.
Well, but you can't do that when you're dead. Can you? Unless you freeze it and put it in one of those banks or something. No way. So, I mean, there is something worth living for in life. Experience it. With love.
You guys know
Maybe.
Andy that was here, was in the scuba diving program with us? Well, he's on the out now. He got out, and Andy is now being certified as a scuba diver. So once he got out,
And there is a way to make living.
pick him up and continue. Now he's gonna get certified. Scuba divers start at $150 an hour. But like a lot of you say, he would have never learned it if he didn't have an opportunity here. And that's what we're trying to tell you. All these programs, yours may not be scuba diving or something, but there's something here you need to on purpose try to latch hold to, so when you get out there, you're in a better position. So now we're getting him in a mentoring program, getting him working, getting him a car, getting him certified as a scuba diver. So now at least when he comes out, he has a start. We don't know if that's gonna last forever, but he has a start. He doesn't have to go back and just go to the neighborhood. He can say, hey, now I'm gonna go in a place called home, and they're getting me in some programs, they're getting me certified as a scuba diver. He has some help on the outside. And that's part of what our program is, why we bring Chico in here. And he brings celebrities in here, because we want you to know that we're not just coming in here throwing stuff at you while you're here. We have a program so that when you leave out of here, then you come to Chico's program on the outside. So we can get your high school diploma, we can get you in mentoring programs with HBO and Warner Brother, we can get you certified. Mike, who was in the Gang P&I program, just showed me his new car. You seen his car?
Yeah,
He got a job from the program that you
I got him a job.
got him an apprenticeship program. He said, hey, you remember that apprenticeship program Chico introduced? He said, I want you to see my new car. I was so proud of that young man. Got a brand new
300 price.
300 Chrysler. Kid ain't had nothing. Chico was saving his life. Now he's driving, working. Same story we want for you guys. At least the opportunity. That's why we're here. Give you an opportunity to do some different stuff.
Because if you don't believe that life is worth living, or there's a purpose to your life, then, you know, you shouldn't even be here.
Can't help
It sure
And
is
you
worth
can't
living,
help.
I'm telling you, man.
But there are things that are a lot of fun, and that make you feel good, other than,
Because you really never know what you have and what's in store for you. Because before I even met Penny, I used to go to the games all the time. She take me to all the Laker games. Y'all see me sitting on the floor now. But when I was out doing wrong stuff, like selling drugs and stuff, I used to go to the game when I did illegal stuff to go to the game. Change my life around, do all positive stuff. And she invited me to go to the game and sit with her at the game. So all the legal stuff I was doing to get the tickets, and just stopped that, went to prison, stopped doing this illegal stuff. Turned my life around. And I meet Penny. I don't even have to do that stuff, and I sit on the front row with her. And all the stuff I did to buy the season tickets when I was doing wrong, and it cost me to go to prison, you know, I take a look at that and I say, man, change my life around, everything else around you start changing. The surrounding, the people you hang with. You stay with all gang members, Crips, Bloods, you know. And I look at them now, and they really want to change their life. They just don't know how to go about it and do it. Because all the time I see them, they say, well, Chico, what you do? What did you do? How did you change your life? I changed my life because, and the reason I changed my life and how it was so easy for me, because I was never going to be a follower to nobody. Because all Crips and Bloods and Hispanic gang members, you all followers. Every time you leave, somebody's footsteps in that you want to be this. Tookie and them, Tookie, Stanley, and what you call them, who started the Crips and Bloods, you all followed their footsteps. And I no longer wanted to be a follower to nobody. So I led my own way and wanted to change my own life. Regardless of what anybody said about me, I changed it because I wanted to. Not that nobody wanted me to. So that's what you have to do. You got to take some responsibility of what you did in your life, even whatever you did now. Because if you guys saw a TV show the other day, I was on it, and I admitted everything that I did, and I took the responsibility of all the wrongdoings I did and changed my life around. And it's simple, too. Once you get it, you got to get it like, man. You know, you can go fool everybody. You can go in the courtroom and tell the judge you didn't do it and all that stuff, because I did it. I didn't do it, and I won a case a couple of years back. I catch the same case. You know what I'm saying? I beat the system a couple of times. But in the long run, it catch up with you. And you got to admit to the stuff that you did to yourself, man. You know what?
he's not doing it to me. He was one of the best guys to have, you know, he was like 20-something, to have on the movie. He had more class than some of that we were shooting at a Fort Jackson Army base in South Carolina. And he had more class than the major there. You know, he just didn't let it get to him, you know, pull up your pants, you're supposed to do that, you know, Army stuff, but some of the guys were great. And so I get called because he had gone to jail. He was in the street gang. But he also, you know, he's not that now. And he has a foundation that helps, Chico's Foundation. Yeah. And I'm not saying, hey, I know Chico. Yeah, they don't care. My people don't care. But I know people who can help him with what he's trying to do. These half the basketball players, they're from Compton, they're from Riverside. Yeah, they're from LA, East LA. And they got a break, and it's what they do with it. They got all these contracts and they're gone. They have no money because they got their posses. They got the this. Yeah, they don't know. They don't have the. Now they draft them at 18, man. They have no education, and it's a different ball game actually. But I mean, it's hard. It's work. It's a job. It's responsibility. You cannot show up late. You will get fined. You know, you have to know that's the course of what work is. There's work. But if you get to do something you really like, marine biology, whatever else it is you want to, what do you want to, do you know, have any idea? I didn't know what your age was. What?
I want to be a fireman.
Fireman. I should have watched Jimmy down. FDNY guy.
Oh, yeah.
Who was in 9/11, who was actually did that 9/11 documentary. Did they get to watch that? That was on CBS. They were these two French guys and a fireman that were doing the life of a probie, which is the beginning. Probationary fireman. And they were doing a life on him. Nothing happened for months. It's like a cooking show at the firehouse. Yeah, basically. More chat with the firehouse. And then they went out on a run, a gas leak, and then boom, those planes came. And they got the first shot of the plane going into the building in the World Trade Center. And they dug. You know, they all went and got, one of them pulled Father Judd out. Who's the chaplain for the firefighters. And 343 of those guys died in 9/11. They were going in while trying to get the people out. And they were digging for their brothers, for months afterwards. Now, these are guys who do good in life. They don't get a lot of money. They got cut on their pensions. They're closing down firehouses in New York. 1,400 of the surviving guys who dug down there have some form of cancer now. Mikey has asthma. Jimmy's got a call now. Got a cork now. I mean, that pulled Father Judd out. Who's the chaplain for the firefighters. And 343 of those guys died in 9/11. They were going in while trying to get the people out. And they were digging for their brothers, for months afterwards. Now, these are guys who do good in life. They don't get a lot of money. They got cut on their pensions. They're closing down firehouses in New York. 1,400 of the surviving guys who dug down there have some form of cancer now. Mikey has asthma. Jimmy's got a call now. Got a cork now. I mean, that.
Hello, my name is Wayne C. I'm the co-founder and spokesman of Black Page. We're the advocates for student self-employment for Texas. We're excited about this opportunity to make this presentation to our Ambassador Penny Marshall and guests.
It is pitiful. It is not right for America that over 60% of the children in the 4th grade from impoverished families cannot read. And we need to do something about it in America.
Oh, Mr. XO, yes sir. All right, Lamar, leadership, nice meeting you. And the second in command, XO, nice meeting you guys. Keep those guys under control.
I see you before too. Probably, I was looking at you like when I first met you.
We get to see what a lot of people doing all this talk about kids, but ain't nobody up here.
That's right.
They don't never come.
The ones that do, you really can't tell.
Hey, you guys take it in.
Who they are.
All of you guys up there.
And like I said, the difference really sometimes is just coming. These kids know us because they know every week we're going to be here.
That's right. And here they working hard. And
I see,
so they only have 2 years here.
But here, this is the point of urgency. Juvenile camps, 30 days. I mean, juvenile hall. Here, they got 14, 18 months. After that, it's CYA. There's no coming back. This is the last environment for turning them around. This is it.
This is the last one, huh? All right, gentlemen, how are you?
Because people don't know that. This is the last stop. If we don't get these kids here now, When they get to CYA, forget about them. They're getting ready to join 160,000 other kids in adult prison. There is no programs that fit. You don't get this atmosphere. You don't get fresh air, mountains, swimming pool. When you get to CYA, it's pretty much protect yourself.
Get in there and stay away from everybody.
Exactly. Well, here, you can sit down with a book. You got people coming in bringing programs, scuba diving, welding. Here's where we have to reach the kids right here. This is the last fertile soil that we have, and that's my message to everybody. But you got to come see it, which is why I wanted you guys to come up to the camp. If you don't come up here and see it, then it's just somebody telling you about diabetes, somebody telling you about lupus, somebody telling you about prison, somebody telling you about... No, you need to come up here and see these kids. This is your nephew, your niece, your cousin.
Your neighbor.
This is your neighbor.
I'm with the LA County Probation Department, and I'm the bureau chief. I oversee 19 probation facilities. That's 18 camps. Approximately 2,100 kids in our 19 facilities. And of that number, approximately 1/3 read below the 4th grade level. And our kids range from 12 to 18 years of age. We're very pleased to have this opportunity to work with Life on Purpose to provide these kids a service that they certainly deserve and are in need of. It's going to take hard work, but it's going to be a joint effort. The probation department, government can only provide so much. We need additional resources. We need partners who are willing to assist us in this endeavor and who appreciate the importance of doing so. We certainly can't do it alone.
The program that we have developed for Life on Purpose to be implemented through the program Celebrities for Literacy will assure that students lacking in their reading skills will become literate, comfortable readers in a short 10-week period of time. We work with 3 different companies providing to the kid an assessment program on the computer that lets us measure what he does not know about English, and then automatically create for that student a prescription based on what he needs in order to improve and repair the literacy pieces that he's missing as a kid. We do this in the visual end using the visograph, where we can tell visually what his cameras are doing when they try to load his brain with the symbols in order to read what he sees on the page, and we can snap a picture of that at a moment in time to see where he is today, so that when we measure him again in 6 weeks or 2 weeks or 1 week, we can tell what the improvement's been or what we need to do to change the program. We also measure him auditorily, and then measure those skills in terms of auditory skills as to what we need to load the kid with is a progression of skills in order to improve the way he can decode properly. We also then work with literacy as a communication unit with comprehension skills to make sure the student can understand what he sees on the page. And all of this is done in a prescriptive manner to where we can see and show the teachers and the parents and the administrators and the funding people what we're doing every step of the way. We get a snapshot of what the student doesn't know in the beginning. We get pieces of tests all the way through to show his improvement. And at the end of the program, in how many weeks? 10 weeks. We can then show you improvement in terms of this student's literacy program because of the time he spent working in the field.
I mean, it's great. Like Penny Marshall, I'm going to kick my hat, go off to her because, I said, we need to give a big fundraiser. It just came to me. I got these people, Esquire want to give me this house. I got these other people want to, go pay for everything. And I put everything together and we didn't have to, it was just great. And Penny said, why don't we just give my birthday party as our fundraiser? And I was like, that's just unbelievable. So, everything just worked its way out. I'm talking about people is stepping up, really, really, really stepping up. Like you really never know the thought that people really think that, if you think that you can do this and just put your mindset together, it really can be done. Like a lot of times I'll be saying to myself, well, we gonna build us a university, but it can really be done. And we get our kids, like the kids that's involved in here, little mistakes. I mean, I made big mistakes, and I'm out of prison, and I'm just going straight ahead, and there's no turning back.
Hi, my name's Jackie Bakagari. I'm from the Staples Center Foundation, and we receive many, many proposals regarding many worthy charities throughout Los Angeles. And it's one thing to read about them on paper, and it's another thing to come up and see them firsthand. We are pleased to be a part of Life on Purpose, to come up here and help with the literacy program, to help the young adults learn to read, learn to get back on track, and anything we can do as part of the Staples Center Foundation, we will do. We represent Los Angeles County. These kids come from all over that area. They may be up here now, but they may be back in our neighborhood soon. So whatever we can do, coming up here and seeing the camp firsthand, stepping on the grounds, seeing what it can do and how it can help, makes us want to reach out even more. I'm proud to be here, and I'm proud to be part of Life on Purpose.
Camps have been in existence since the 1930s, but the emphasis really has to change now to the academic and vocational learning of these kids and the literacy of these kids. Otherwise, we'll be churning out kids that will end up in the California Youth Authority and ultimately state prison.
If we can teach literacy to the kids, if we can show them, you know, what can be accomplished through literacy, then the rest is a done deal, you know. And Wayne and Chico, they've been real good. They have a young man that comes up here and has brought scuba lessons to the camp, and we've taken about a dozen of these kids through their first part of scuba training, and staff members. And he's got little videos on this that they've probably would never have this opportunity, you know. And I told them that we would have some celebrities here today, that you probably wouldn't be meeting with them today, but that you were up here because you were concerned for them, and you were concerned about sending a message to them, a positive message to them about, you know, what literacy is about, what it can do for them. Celebrities, people that have received a certain level of notoriety have come to our facilities. The kids are very excited and very receptive to hear the message that they have. They look up to these celebrities. They respect what they have to say. And it's good to see that there are celebrities who are interested in working with our kids. But for a few breaks here and there, for a person or a mentor in their life, you know, that's where they made that step off, you know, from going life downhill, life crime and all that, to a life of maybe seeing what they give back to their fellow man, you know. And you guys being here today, that's just part. I know you got busy schedules. I know there's a million other things that you could do. So to have it in your heart's real special to me. And I know you're going to be busy. We're going to bring 15 of our kids in here that we picked out to chat with. We will work, Chico, you know, around anybody's schedule, night, day, mid. If they want to come at 2 o'clock in the morning, we will create the audience for them and the place to do what we need to do. Because it's been my experience with these kids, they listen to people that they admire and have known. They put them on pedestals, and sometimes that they find out that person, you know, they didn't just arrive, you know. They didn't arrive a pro basketball player. They didn't arrive. They usually came from the beginnings that were tough, and they usually had a few bumps in the road along the way, you know. And what I've seen is it's been successful. Wayne's here every week, but by the way, so you know, he does a literacy program here every week. It's not about stars and shows. It's about taking 10, 15 of my kids. They sit right down here and they talk about reading and literacy and writing, and that's there's no glory in that. There's a lot of glory in it. I mean, it's great stuff, but it isn't a high-profile deal, and it's that commitment, more so than almost anything else, to say, I'm here weekly for these kids. They know next week I'll be here. They know we're going to sit down and talk about A to Z, you know. And so it's very selective, and you know that. We've been, the things that we have picked up in here have been through people that have been very, very consistent with us.
This is a community that we are a part of, and we have a problem that nobody's going to help us with, but we can do something ourselves. We have a literacy program that can change the mechanics of reading, which is going to impact the lives of all these people that get a chance to utilize this program. For the NBA retired players, this is the perfect opportunity for us to step into the community, because we know when we step in there, we bring value in the sense of validity, meaning that these kids, they relate to basketball players. They listen to us. And if we can get them to listen, to learn how to read, that's what's going to make their lives a lot better. And it certainly fulfills my ambition of getting back and giving back to the community. It's important for me to be here because it's very rare that you have a chance to really make a difference. And I know there are a lot of great causes out there, but as a father of three, I'm a firm believer that our youth understand that they can fail without being failures, that they can lose without being losers. And I think this reading opportunity here is real critical in that process. And I think if it starts here, it can reach out beyond, and there's some tremendous role models involved in this that the kids will listen to. There's a tremendous rare opportunity here that I urge you to come up and visit if your schedule allows it, and if you cannot personally come up, please consider contributing toward this very worthwhile cause.
They come from dysfunctional families, abusive families. It's not to say that they haven't committed a crime, and we recognize that, and we also recognize that they probably need to be removed from the community for a period of time. But during that period of time, while we have them as a captive audience, gives us an opportunity to change their lives, to impact their lives, to give them some tools that will enable them to return to the community in a better position to be successful, and the bottom line, to remain free from a life of crime. And I think that's important to all of us. And I think if we can accomplish that, then I think we can be proud of what we've done as a team.
You know, when I first told my guys at the camp about the Celebrities for Literacy after-school program, they wondered if you even knew they were here, wondered if you even cared about them. Well, you know, I told them that every celebrity has to give the appearance of caring. It's good for their image. But I told them also that the only way they would ever know who really cares is that in a time of absolute crisis, make the call, see who shows up. This is that call. We hope you show up. I told them you would.